So let's start with the vault space issue. So they announced that there is a new collection system and a new amount of vault space, almost doubled, more than doubled for armor pieces.
Some categories, than others.
Yeah, from 36 slots to 72 for both armor and weapons.
I will say they tried a little too hard to build up the anticipation for what was happening in the vault space on that stream. Like, I was a little bummed by that.
Oh, yeah, and then they're just like, it's bigger, bye.
Yeah, it didn't need to be that way. Like, I feel like it could have been done a bit better, but...
they hit the collections ahead of time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you should have hit vault space and then collections.
Sure.
Like, okay, so we added more space, but we also have this collection system.
But to be fair, collections, I think, is the real shining star here, right? Because the idea that... So explain to folks what is collections in case they missed that stream.
Yeah, the collection system is kind of like every time you get an exotic, you unlock an exotic blueprint, and you can look in the collection system and see, okay, so I have Galahorn, and I can just buy that on any of my other characters. I have that across all characters now.
It costs Glimmer to buy it from the
it costs Glimmer
right?
and some marks, but I mean, it's a great system for like just, okay, I don't use Monte Carlo that much. I don't need this in my vault. I can just dismantle it and keep it in my collections.
And like the inventory, these terminals for collections are accessible in the tower just by the Vanguard.
Yeah,
so
and it's not just exotics. It's so exotics armor and weapons. It's
different
emblems. It's emblems, shaders,
sparrows, and ships.
We haven't said is that this is a great solution for the collectors out there. Like you and Fran, and I don't know if this is true of you, Sean, but you guys have been absolutely hoarding exotics. Like a lot of people who play Destiny, they want to have as many as they can, and I feel like that mentality becomes counterintuitive to the vault space.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to get an exotic that you don't really use, but you just want it to want it. So I think that this is cool, like a checklist kind of in between for that system.
I think so. I mean, I'm one of these guys who I collect exotics because that's kind of the mentality of the game for me. And having to make difficult choices as a result of limited space ran counterintuitive to what I believe the game is about, right? Which is gear chasing. So I think in combination with doubling the amount of space that you have and adding to that the fact that the stuff that takes up a lot of space in your inventory now or in your vault now, things like sparrows, ships, emblems, and shaders.
You don't need to hold on to that stuff.
Yeah, that stuff is going to go into its own collection. I think your people are going to have more than enough space to work with, and I think that ultimately this solves the issue. Some people were a little salty just because they wanted filtering. Fran?
Yeah, Fran.
Oh, yeah.
Organization.
Fran Mirabella the third.
Yeah, jeez.
Had a problem with that. But, I mean, I do see where
it
he's coming from.
It does filter, though. It filters it by DLC. I mean, I don't know why
it's
so
organized by
upset.
content type, right?
Yeah.
So it's like year 1 primaries, year 2 primaries, year 1 exotics, or whatever, you know.
I think it's great.
Call me slightly selfish, though, but I do sort of wish that this applied to legendary weapons as well. I feel
agree,
like there are some
especially
legendaries that have vanished with expansions.
So
especially raid weapons, right?
We don't know that it doesn't. That's
sure, but we don't know that it does. Yeah, well, that's fair.
We haven't seen that anywhere. They've only talked about exotics. They haven't talked about legendaries. I think, like Jose said, this needs to be also included for raid weapons. Raid weapons are like why you play the raids, and they're the hardest items to get.
I mean, there were people who watched the stream that pointed out that there were things that looked like terminals or collection terminals in the area where the vanguards are that they did not access during the stream, which feasibly
could be the same like
Yeah.
the vault too, where there's a bunch of terminals for the vault in the
Yeah.
tower. I will say though that that I don't know. I feel that the so remind me again, when you collect the ghosts, it unlocks a card in the grimoire. Right?
Yeah, with
and
the
that's
dead
sort of
ghosts.
the baseball card mentality of like, hey, collect them all. I just feel like with some of the weapons, they can kind of get in on that as well. You know, sort of.
That's a good idea.
Your Destiny profile on the app or in the game not only shows like what you're currently equipped and what makes you so good and what's in your vault and what's in inventory, but maybe even like, hey, these are the weapons I've obtained, and look at this like roster of like good stuff that
like
I've
a
gotten.
showcase of sorts. Yeah.
It's
you
sort
guys
of a
know what
showcase.
people are going to do, right? They're going to share a picture of all their collections with their buddies, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, but definitely, I think the vault. It's odd because talking about this, I feel like doubling the vault is a good way around some of the problem for sure. But I do think that when we start discovering the new sets of weapons and things, at least you're not going to worry about the exotic side so much. But we're going to see the same problem happen again with legendaries, and maybe this collection system has to happen all around. Like,
you know what?
Those two.
The first weapon everybody's dismantling, No Land Beyond.
Oh,
it's like, you can stop taking up space, thank you.
You ever see that YouTube video where it's like someone like trying to say that No Land Beyond is like the best sniper ever?
Oh, yeah,
like
and it's just him dying.
On a close course, and it's just, just headshots everywhere.
I have played against a guy whose name was No Land Beyond, and he only used No Land Beyond, and he wrecked everyone. Wow. It was crazy. Yeah,
that's pretty impressive. Props to you, sir.
Yeah,
got to be pretty good to use that weapon. So, what do you guys think? Do you feel like this is going to fix the problem, Jose?
I think it's a good. I think it's a short-term solution. Like, I think that we're going to hit this again in year 2, where an expansion is going to come out, or the vault is going to be crammed again, because with each expansion, they're giving us a new set of weapons, especially if there's a raid involved. You know, you take into account a lot of the other events in Destiny, and if they give us, you know, new equipment like that, that's going to eventually eat up that space. So I hope that maybe this collection system is just the start. And I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit too ambitious with that thinking, but I do think I want to see it that I don't have to worry about this anymore.
Yeah.
But it'll be a short-term solution for sure, and it's a good one. I think it is a really good one for now.
What about you, Sean?
Time will tell, but I think they fixed it. Right now, I don't have problems with vault space even. Like, it's sometimes I'll have to be like, okay, well, this legendary, I know I'm not going to use it, so you got to clear some vault space. But with all of, like, I would say 80% of my vault space is taken up by exotics. All of those are moving to collections. I don't really carry that many materials, and then all of that will be solved by doubling the space. So I don't see myself coming anywhere near filling up the 72 slots that we've gotten. So if, you know, like I said, we really can't know for sure how many weapons there are yet, but if it's as many as they say, then maybe we'll see an issue in the long term. But for now, I think they fixed it.
I think they've done a great job. I think this is a
you've been
really good
about vault space all year. So I want to hear your take on this.
So I have like a pain just setting up a character to play anything, like moving around weapons and everything. I think this is going to address a lot of the problems initially. My concern is the new infusion system, where you trade in a legendary to make one of your favorite legendaries more powerful, and I think people are going to start stockpiling legendaries. So the problem we're going to run into is like, okay, I have all the raid weapons, but now I need to start getting rid of stuff. You know, so that's a little worrisome. But for right now, I think it's great.
I think that's good though, because now, I mean, while it does make legendary weapons kind of a resource, I mean, I play a lot of PvP, and I get a lot of random drops in PvP that are legendary weapons that end up just getting sharded.
Yeah.
And I gain nothing from that. At least now I can use those to better the weapons that I already have that I use all the time.
But the thing is, you're not going to shard it. You're going to want to hold on to it, because you know you're chasing a weapon that you want to power up. So you're going to be holding on to all these legendaries that you don't really want, but you're going to save to shard to make something, or to infuse the weapon with to make it more powerful.
Sure.
Infusion is like you trade in a better exotic to make like your Suros auto rifle more powerful.
It's the new version of Ascension.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
basically.
going to introduce a slight tangent, but I promise I'll keep it short. Where is my auto dismantle for greens and blues?
Oh,
where?
Yeah.
So those are actually becoming more powerful now. So you're not going to want to auto dismantle like your blues.
I'll believe it when I see it, Ligiri.
So your blues are actually going to be Taken King level, light level items. So you're going to be maybe
you may want to use some blues.
You may want to be using blues instead of purples for a while. So for now, no, you don't want to.
Okay, where's my green dismantle?
Yeah, that's true.
Green dismantle, like immediately, because you know what? I have to move forward through that choke point, and I picked up a green. What am I doing with this? Guess what? Dismantle.
Yeah.
Do you even go out of your way to pick up green engrams when you see them?
I try to avoid them wherever possible, because I'm just like, ugh, this is gross. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just went there.